Hello everybody and welcome back to Innocent Life. We are now into the winter season and we are going to find a way to plant our poinsettias today. With our monsoon watering can, we're going to go and fill it up with special spring water that can be found in the storage area where your animals are grazing. You can see here it's got a bit of a different kind of off color. So go ahead and fill up your watering can with that. And we should be able to clear up the snow that's on our field currently using that special water. I picked up the poinsettia seeds out of the seed storage yesterday, so I've got my seeds ready. As you can see, everything is all snowed over, and normally what you would do, of course, is you would just take the hoe and you would use it on the ground, but that's not an option. You're just not allowed to do it. I have it equipped and I'm pressing triangle and nothing is happening. So what you need to do instead is water the ground with the special water that you got, and as you can see, it will clear up the snow. And we will now be able to plant things. So this is when you would take out your hoe and we can now till the soil. So we'll spend the time doing this today. We want to get that going as soon as possible so that we have the poinsettias ready for the Christmas party. Remembering, of course, that Masumi wanted us to plant and ship 20. We got 20 from Galleon for absolutely free. And now that it is winter, we are able to also buy additional poinsettia seeds if we so desire. So we'll go ahead and we will plant these now. And it looks like Forte can water these. I'm not entirely sure if that means that he can just water them for us or if we should really be taking the time to water them ourselves. I'm not sure if the special spring water from the monsoon watering can is needed just to clear up the land or if it's also needed to grow the crops, although I'm sure if he's watering them, it means that you can just get him to water them for you. Otherwise, that would be kind of confusing and frustrating if you had him do the work and they just weren't growing and you couldn't figure out why. So either way, because there's not really much to plant in wintertime, I'll probably just get Forte to do it for me, and I'll go and find some other things to do kind of on my own in the winter season, given that there's much for me to do. Usually winter is a pretty dull and very dry season. There's not a whole lot to do most of the time. So if you go into the vending machine supermarket on the farm, we can buy kale, which is the only vegetable that can be grown in the wintertime. And you'll want to make sure to grow kale, not only for the sake of completion, but we will also get a new recipe available under the juice category. You can make kale juice, so that will also be necessary to fill out all your cooking recipes. And we can also buy additional poinsettia seeds here as well if we'd like. So if you don't want to go into town to buy your supplies, you can buy them here, although you can find all of that stuff at the supermarket as well. If you're in town on maintenance day and want to buy some things, you can do it there as well. I guess we'll stroll into town today. I know we were just there yesterday, but we can check out what the supermarket does have if we want. They've kind of moved their stock around a little bit, and it's always good to see what they have available at the start of a new season. So again, we have our 2 varieties of seeds, our kale and our poinsettia, available. And stuff has been moved around a little bit. The boomerang and the squirt gun that are usually up a couple of rows had been moved down, I guess because there's just so much empty space. But what's interesting is that you can buy a wide variety of crops that we've already grown in previous seasons. Onions, potatoes, cabbage, tomatoes, carrots, hot peppers, tangerines, and lemons. I guess if you didn't have a chance to grow these, you can buy them and ship them. And I'm fairly confident that would count towards an item going into your shipping bin, which might help you fill out the dictionary if you hadn't previously done it. I haven't tested that out yet though, so don't quote me on that. You can also buy melons and strawberries. And then of course we also have our tools available, our earth power sand, additional baskets, you know, all of that good stuff. There's just a lot less available in the seed department, obviously, because we only have 2 options in wintertime. We're severely limited to what we can actually do. And so far, I haven't really explored much, obviously, because it's only the first day, but I will show off another thing that I have found, which is where the fisherman has moved to. Because obviously he moves every single season. In summer, we found him at the plains. In fall, he was near the repaired bridge near the ruins. And in wintertime, he does a little bit of ice fishing. So he might be hard to find if you're not quite sure where to look for him. Because in this game, I've noticed certain bodies of water have been frozen over and certain ones have not. So we need to find him near the lake that is close to the eastern mushroom forest. So we can come here and see that this lake has been completely frozen over. And he should be right smack dab in the middle of the lake. Here he is. He's cut a hole in the ice and he's doing a little bit of ice fishing. So if you want to find the fisherman and you want to do some fishing, then here he is. Other than that, there's not much on this icy lake bed area. One thing I noticed while I was driving around, though, is that on the back wall, there's just a bunch of light bulbs that are attached to strings that are just hanging off the cliff face. I'm not sure if that's some sort of part of Moonlight's artwork or what that is. Like, the lights don't light up. It just seems really out of place. And I don't think you're able to really see it until wintertime when you can come all the way over on your buggy. I guess we could maybe read the plaque and see if it says anything. Southern Constellation, behold the centaur, sculpture and painting. Well, that doesn't really help us. So, anyways, there's just some strangely misplaced light bulbs on strings. But to be fair, you know, Moonlight also has his telephones hanging on trees in the middle of this area. There are a couple of sort of mismatched, misplaced type of things around this area, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. I will, of course, have more to say once I have more of an opportunity to explore in wintertime, but I think we're well on our way. I will be probably planting those kale seeds tomorrow. I'll be keeping an eye, obviously, on the poinsettias so that we can grow those in time for the Christmas party. I think the kale grows a lot faster than the poinsettias do. Yeah, they take about 7 days and the poinsettias take about 14. And I'll be sure to ship those things so that we can also add more entries to our dictionary. If anything exciting comes up, I will let you guys know, and if not, then I will be back on day 7 for our first maintenance day in winter. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.